Alexa, how many foreign-born politicians are currently serving in the U.S. government, including state legislators?
There are 19 foreign-born politicians in Congress, 2 in the Senate and 17 in the House. Additionally, there are at least 30 foreign-born state legislators currently serving across various states.
All right, guys. I have to make this video at least 5 minutes long. And the reason being is because I'm going to scroll for you the list of foreign-born politicians, state legislators, and mayors that are currently serving in offices in every state around this country. And it is a whopping over 200 people total. So, this is a problem, okay? This should not be happening. This shouldn't even be allowed, especially the Middle Easterns. When I'm scrolling on this, it shows you who they are, where they were born, and if they're Democrat or Republican. And it tells you how they became a citizen. But what's really jarring, and I don't understand why it's like this, there are a lot of sections where it says unknown for mayors and stuff like that. How do people not know how they got their citizenships? Like, seems to be a lot of them, and it seems to be a lot of Democrats in there. So, in fact, most of these people I've noticed are of the Democratic Party. There are Republicans, but mostly Democrats. The numbers are just staggering. It's frightening. And, this whole thing with the Sedacious Six telling Trump that these orders could be illegal somewhere here and there, and why don't they want to share with Congress about the Venezuela strikes or whatever? Well, would you want to share anything like that with a massive amount of people in Congress and the Senate and the House that are foreign born, and some of them close to Venezuela? You don't think they have ties there? This is a problem, and it really needs to be looked at. Something needs to be done about this. There needs to be some rule changes, okay? Because you only have to be a citizen for like 7 years to be in Congress, 9 years to be in the Senate, 25 years old. You don't have to have an education. And apparently there's people on here that nobody even knows how they got a citizenship, which tells me, are they even citizens? The problem with this is that we don't know where their loyalties lie. In fact, there's a gigantic chance that their loyalties don't lie anywhere in America, especially with the Democrats. They hate America. And Ilhan Omar is the perfect poster child for this. And she's in Congress, okay? So now Trump, I'm sure, has people on the ground in Venezuela who are giving the intelligence of what's on the boat when the boat's going out. And Congress wants him to go in there and give them that information. That's national security information. This isn't a war unless it's labeled a war. And I would find it really hard to believe that if this was discussed, the intelligence in here with these radical foreign-born Dems, well, God, even the domestic Dems, that they wouldn't be leaking shit to the press or calling their little friends around the world and telling them what's going on. I see that this isn't could be an issue. This is an absolute issue. Okay? I don't see how there can be a lot of transparency when you're worried about the spies that are sitting in Congress and the Senate. I mean, Ilhan Omar was one of those ones that was like on the list when we did Iran. Remember all the leaks that went to the press that could have jeopardized the whole operation? Yeah. And then another note about that, and I'm not just saying this is specific to Venezuela, I'm just using this as an example, is that if you look under a lot of these people in the House and Senate, these Dems, they're paid by the pharmaceutical companies. Remember when Narcan had to be on every shelf and in your kids' backpacks and the vending machines on the street? Well, Big Pharma makes that. So I think that they want this shit to come onto the shores of America because they're getting paid by Big Pharma. They're even just Narcan. I mean, there's so many problems with this. You're going to have problems even if they're domestic born leaders. But when they're foreign born, there's like a 90% chance that their loyalties are going to lie elsewhere, especially the Middle Easterns, especially the people from all those countries that you're looking at. Like I know y'all are looking at like where the Middle Eastern countries, like then the Central America countries like Mexico, Cuba, Colombia, like all of those people are up in there. You don't think that you cannot tell me that if Trump says something, the Trump administration says something to Congress about who's in Venezuela with boots on the ground, getting information that they're gonna, and he's supposed to tell Congress all this? The very people, the seditious six, what his plans are? And the people sitting in there that are from countries right next to Venezuela, that are allies with Venezuela? Okay. That's a problem. And the seditious six, whatever. I mean, look at Iran. That took 30 seconds to leak that information out. I would be I don't know how he's going to do it. I mean, Venezuela, those aren't fishermen. They've got intelligence on the ground. We know it. I mean, shit, they sent a submarine, okay? A submarine towards America. They want it. They want those boats here. They want to make money off the Narcan. They want all that. They want the destruction of this country. And every single time they elect somebody for mayor, because it starts out small, but look at Dearborn. I mean, they want to be mayors because they can control the police force. They want any little political position that foreign-born people, especially Middle Easterns, hold. I mean, you just open the door for that person to keep going and going and going and going. Bernie Sanders, the worst. He's got a list, a shopping list full of Middle Easterns that he wants to stick into office all over the country. The takedown of the United States is very real, okay? And this list above me is just proof of that right there. And this isn't going to get any better because we're still seeing them come in just even in these like little tiny elections. That's why, you guys, when little stupid elections happen in your state and your town and mayors and the littlest people, you need to get your ass out there and vote like it's the last election you're ever going to vote in. All right? Republicans, make every single thing count because this is a takedown of the United States of America. We're late to the ball game. We're way late to the ball game. And if we don't make changes now, we don't stop this now, I mean, we're already seeing it. Nobody showed up to vote in New York and New Jersey and all that. We just let those people in. And in turn, those people are going to let other people in. All right, nothing's going to get done if nothing gets done. All right. I think that was 5 minutes. Do we have time to go through this whole thing above me? All right. Should probably repost this so people are aware. And make sure you tell them to get out to their tiny little elections that you think nobody cares about and vote like your country will fail without it, because that's exactly what's happening. All right. Love you, America. Love you, Trump. And Dems,